கோயம்புத்தூர் கலைமகள் இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷன் சார்பாக ஆனந்தின் அன்பு வணக்கம். இன்னைக்கு ரெப்ரசன்டேஷன் ஆஃப் ஃபங்க்ஷன் பார்க்கலாம். 10th ஸ்டாண்டர்ட் மேக்ஸ் யூனிட் 1ல ரெப்ரசன்டேஷன் ஆஃப் ஃபங்க்ஷன் பார்க்கலாம். So far we have been discussing about in unit 1 we have been discussing about Cartesian product, relation, function. We have seen examples and exercise sums to understand those concepts. We have been telling about functions, but in today's class let us see how a function can be represented. Children, please note that can be represented in 4 ways. What are those? Set of ordered pairs, table form, arrow diagram, graphical form. Okay? ஞாபகத்தில் வச்சுக்கோங்க, ஒரு ஃபங்க்ஷனை நம்ம 4 வழியில வெளிப்படுத்தலாம். என்னென்ன? arrow diagram, table form, ordered pair and graphical form. We will see one by one. First one, set of ordered pairs. We have already seen this in our previous exercise, but now we will see it thoroughly. F is a function from A to B, be a function. Then the set F is equal to set of all ordered pair x, y such that y equal to f of x for x belonging to A for all ordered pairs represent a function. So writing in ordered pair within set bracket is what is called as set of ordered pairs. Second is table form. You will write the elements of first set in one column or in one row and the element of the second set in another row or in another column. Whatever it is, whether it depends upon how you write the table, whether you write it in vertical form or in horizontal form. So writing them in rows and columns is what is called as table form. Now the third one is arrow diagram. The elements and their corresponding images will be linked by arrows. See, the arrow diagram indicates the elements of the domain with their respective images by means of arrows, and that becomes arrow diagram. And the fourth form of representation is graph. You will have that ordered pair, right? So with that numbers which are given in the ordered pairs, you will try to plot those points in the graph having x-axis and y-axis. And after plotting the points, when you join those points, you will get a curve. So that is the graphical way of representing a function. There is a note here. What does it say? Every function can be represented by a graph. But not every curve drawn in a graph will represent a function. So what does it say? Every function, whatever function you have, with the values of that, with the elements of that function, you can plot those points in the graph, you can join and you will get a curve. But not all the curves that you draw in the graph can become a function. All the functions can be shown as a graph, but shown as a curve. But all the curves cannot represent a function. That we are going to see with the help of a test which is called as vertical line test. Vertical line test helps us in determining whether the given curve is a function or not. Okay, let us see. A curve drawn in a graph represents a function. A curve which is drawn in a graph will become a function. When? That is the point. If every vertical line intersects the curve in at most one point, that vertical line should cut the graph, or otherwise it should meet the graph. It should intersect the graph at most one point. And the graph, and the curve வரையறோம் இல்லைங்களா, அங்க நீங்க எத்தனை vertical line வரைஞ்சாலும் ஒவ்வொரு vertical லைனும் அந்த curve ஒரே ஒரு இடத்துல மட்டுமே சந்திக்கணும். சந்தித்தால் அந்த curve வந்து ஒரு ஃபங்க்ஷன்னு சொல்லலாம். We will see in example 1.10. See, this is the graph. Can you see the blue color curve? See, curves are represented by blue colors. and vertical line by red color. Can you all see? Yes. Now, can you see this curve and the vertical line? Children, please see and tell me in how many places this line is intersecting the curve? 1, 2. 2 places it is meeting. Meeting at P, meeting at Q. So this does not agree with the test norm. Okay. So because the vertical line touches the curve at more than one point, we say the curve does not represent a function. This curve is not a function. Why? Because a vertical line meets the curve at 2 points. Next. Again, you see this is a curve. Blue color curve, red color vertical line. Children, see here. Very interesting. This red color line, vertical line is meeting the curve at how many points? Only 1 point. So it agrees with the norms of the test. This curve represents a function. It is a function. Why? Because the vertical line touches this curve at only 1 point. ஒரே ஒரு பாயிண்ட்ல மட்டும் டச் பண்றதுனால this becomes a function. Okay. Now let us see through some more example because this is very easy. I am a bit fast. Come down. This is the blue color curve. Red color is the vertical line. Again, see here. In how many points it is meeting? More than 1 point. It is meeting at P as well as at Q. So again, this curve will not become a function, will not represent a function because the vertical line meets the curve at more than 1 point. Now go to the next one. Blue color is the curve. This is the red color. Can you see this red color line, vertical line? It is meeting the curve at only 1 point. Only 1 point. ஒரே ஒரு பாயிண்ட்ல மட்டுமே சந்திக்குது. So this curve will represent a function because it meets at only 1 point. Next, any equation, yeah, you can. I want to discuss this note. Come down. Any equation represented in a graph is usually called as a curve. Okay, so we are representing the function in the graph, isn't it? So that will become a curve. So any algebraic equation for that matter, if you get values for the coordinates, then using those coordinates you can plot those coordinates in the graph so that you will get a curve. Now let us move on to example 1.11. This is set A. 1, 2, 3, 4. For set B, 2, 5, 8, 11, 14. Now there is a function f from A to B and it is given by f of x equal to 3x minus 1. This is the rule. Now what is the question? We need to represent this function in those 4 ways. Let us see how to do. Children, first write set A and set B, then you write the given function f of x equal to 3x minus 1. Children, as you know, this is equation with variable x. So you need to substitute for x so that you will get the output. So where you will get the x values? From set A. You should take the x values from set A. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me take 1. F of 1 will become substitute. 3 into 1 minus 1. 3 minus 1 is 2. Next you take 2. F of 2 will be 3 into 2 minus 1. 6 minus 1, 5. For 3. 3 into 3 minus 1. 9 minus 1, 8. Next for 4. 3 into 4 minus 1. 12 minus 1, 11. So while substituting 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 x values, you are getting the output as 2, 5, 8, 11. Now, keeping this, let us see how to represent. First, let me represent with the help of an arrow diagram. Can you see the arrows here? First, in the left hand side, you draw set A and write the elements of set A. What are the elements given in set A? 1, 2, 3, 4. So, write them here. Then you draw set B and again write the elements of set B here 2, 5, 8, 11, 14. Now according to our calculation for 1 the image is 2. So for the element 1 it is 2. So map 1 with 2. Similarly 2 with 5, 3 with 8 and 4 with 11. So this becomes your arrow diagram. Can you see the arrows here? Yes. 1 to 2. Okay, from here to here. That is why the arrow is in this direction. Okay, Kana. Now let us go to the table form. See, with the same values, you need to represent the same information but in the form of a table. That's all. Nothing to worry. So draw a horizontal table. Write x in the first row and f of x in the second row. Write all the x values 1, 2, 3, 4. Corresponding to those values, what are the images? 2, 5, 8, 11. Just write 2, 5, 8, 11. See, 14 is not an image for any of the elements here. So just leave 14 there. Okay. Write only the mapped elements. For 1 it is 2, 2 it is 5, 3 it is 8, 4, 11. That's all. Now again looking into this tabular column itself, you can write the set of ordered pairs. Combine 1, 2, 2, 5, 3, 8, 4, 11. Enclose them within simple brackets so that this will become ordered pairs. That ordered pairs, if you enclose them within curly bracket, it becomes set of ordered pairs. Now again with the same ordered pairs, take this as a clue and then draw the graph, x-axis and y-axis. Now plot the numbers in the x-axis as 1, 2, 3, 4 and for y-axis 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 11 I am marked because we are having image for 11. Image as 11. Now 1, 2. Always the first number is for the x-axis, second coordinate for y-axis. So where is 1? 1 is here. For 1 the image is 2. So 2 you will have to find out in the y-axis. So with this 1, 2 gets coincide. So write 1, 2 here. In the similar manner you need to plot the other ordered pairs also. Hope you all know how to do that. 2, 5. Take 2 in x-axis, 5 with y. So 2, 5. Next 3, 8. Next 4, 11. So all the 4 ordered pairs are plotted. Now join them with a line, a curve, however you get. In this case we are getting a straight line. So depending upon the points plotted, you will get a curve in the graph. So this is how a function is represented in all the 4 forms. Is it easy for you all? Yes, very easy question, but important question also because you will be getting such type of questions in your 5 marks. Very easy. You can score good marks in that. Okay. Okay. Now, children, we all have seen how to represent a function. Did we? Yes. In how many ways we have seen? 4 ways we have seen. What were they? An arrow diagram, a table form, set of ordered pairs and graphical way. Now, that was how to represent a function. Or function eppadi velipaduthalamnu paathutom. Now, what is the next topic we are going to see? Types of functions. Function nu solrom. Alla ethana vagayana function irukku? Okay? Hope it is not like birthday function, marriage function. அந்த மாதிரி இல்ல. Mathematical types of function எவ்வளவு இருக்குன்னு பார்க்கலாம். Okay? There are again here we have mentioned 4 types. What are they? One to one, many to one, onto function, into function. So let us see one by one. One to one function. The name itself tells you one to one. ஒருத்தருக்கு ஒரு image. That's all. Very simple. A function f from A to B is called one-to-one function. When? If distinct elements of A have distinct images in B. வெவ்வேறு elements in A க்கு வெவ்வேறு images in B இருந்தால் that is called as one-to-one function. See here. The other name for one-to-one function is injection. What is the other name, children? One-to-one function is also called as injection. Not that injection what doctor gives, okay? This is another name for one-to-one function. Now see here. These are the calls. Call number 1, call number 2, call number 3. And these are the friends A, B, C, D, E. Okay? Call number 1 goes to friend C. Call number 2 goes to friend A. Call number 3 goes to friend D. So, each calls has distinct images in the second set. So, 1 to 1. This is what is called as one-to-one function. Distinct elements of A have distinct images in B. If for all A1, A2 belonging to A, f of A1 is equal to f of A2, then we say A1 is equal to A2. Such function is called one-to-one function. This is the mathematical way of representing one-to-one function. Next, let us see illustration number 10. Check whether f is a one-to-one function. Now we have understood what is one-to-one function, isn't it? Now we need to apply in a sum and check whether this is one-to-one function or not. What is set A? 1, 2, 3, 4. What is set B? A, B, C, D, E. Now what is the function given here? I mean the elements of the function 1, A, 2, B, 3, D, 4, C. So write all the elements of set A in this left hand side, set B elements in the right hand side. As per the given ordered pair, you start mapping them. 1 to A, 2 to B, 3 to D, 4 to C. See children, for distinct elements in A, we are having distinct images in B. For each element of A, there is a different element in image in B. Therefore, this is a one-to-one function. இங்க இருக்கிற ஒரு எலிமெண்ட்டுக்கும் அந்த பக்கம் நமக்கு வேற இங்க இருக்கிற வேற எலிமெண்ட்ஸுக்கு அந்த பக்கம் வேற இமேஜஸ் டிஸ்டிங்க்ட் இமேஜஸ் நமக்கு கிடைக்கிறதுனால இந்த ஃபங்க்ஷனை நம்ம என்னன்னு சொல்லலாம்னா one-to-one ஃபங்க்ஷன்னு சொல்லலாம். ஓகே, நெக்ஸ்ட் number 2. Check whether G is a one-to-one function. Again, write the elements of set A in your left hand side and set B to your right hand side. Now, according to the function, here the function is denoted by the letter G, children. And what is the collection given in the function? 1, A, 2B, 3C, 4E. So, start mapping. 1 is having image as A, for 2 it is B, for 3 it is C, and 4 it is E. So for distinct elements in set A, there are distinct images in set B. 1 to 1. Okay, so this is a one-to-one function. Next. Again, write elements of set A and set B. Now the function given here is H. Okay, for H, this is the elements 1 to B, 2 also to B, 3 to C, 4 to E. Children, this is a function, no doubt, because all the elements are having images and they are having, images are unique, but it is not distinct. Why it is not distinct? Because you can see 1 is also having the image as B, 2 is also having the image as B. So 1 and 2 are having the same images. They are not distinct. The images are not different. There is a common image for 1 and 2. Therefore, this is a function, but it is not a It is not a one-to-one function. Have you understood? Hope it is clear? Yes. Now let us see the second type, many to one. Again, the word itself tells many to one. So many elements from one set will get linked to one image. See, look at this figure. Two or more elements of A have same image. Can you see here? See here? These are the elements P1, P2, P3, P4, P5, P6, P7. P1, P4, P6. All these three elements have one image F1. Similarly, P3 and P7, they have F2 as their image. P2, P5, they have F3 as their image. So, many elements are having one image. Therefore, this is called as many to one function. Okay. Hope it is clear to you all. The words itself tells one to one means one different image. Different elements should have different images. Many to one means many elements can have a common image. Now, one more illustration. Set A 1, 2, 3, 4 right here. Set B A, B, C, D. Now the function, the elements of the function 1, A map 1 to A, 2 to A, 3 to B, 4 to C. Now looking into this arrow diagram, can you guess what type of function this is? Tell me. Yes, this is many to one function. Why? Because more than one element is having the same image A. Okay? Okay. Now let us pass on to the next type of function, which is called as onto function. A function from A to B is said to be onto if the range is equal to codomain. In the previous sessions also we have been discussing that codomain is the set of elements in the second set. All the elements of the second set will become the codomain. But not always range will be equal to codomain, because only the images, only the elements that are mapped will be included in the range. So what will happen? Many times range will not be equal to codomain. But some cases, if you see, the range, all the elements that are in the codomain will get mapped, will become the image. So what will happen? In this situation, range will be equal to codomain. சில நேரங்கள்ல கோடமைன்ல இருக்கிற எல்லா எலிமெண்ட்ஸும் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் செட்ல இருக்கிற எலிமெண்ட்ஸ் உடைய இமேஜா இருக்கும். அப்ப என்ன ஆயிடும்? ரேஞ்சுக்கு நீங்க எழுதுற எலிமெண்ட்ஸும் கோடமைனுக்கு நீங்க எழுதுற எலிமெண்ட்ஸும் சேமா இருக்கும். அந்த மாதிரி இருந்தா that function is called as onto. See here, calls C1, C2, C3, C4, C5. There are 5 calls and the persons P1, P2, P3. Okay, so each call is getting connected to a person, a unique person. So this is a function. Okay, but what will be your range? P1, P2, P3, because all the 3 becomes the image. What are the elements in the codomain? Again you will write P1, P2, P3. So in this case range is equal to codomain. I repeat, range is equal to codomain, therefore this is onto function. This can also be many to one function because 2 elements are having same image. But this cannot be a one to one function. Okay? So every element in the codomain B has a pre-image in the domain A. Every element in the codomain will, this is the other way of telling. One way of telling is range is equal to codomain. The other way of telling is every element in the codomain will have a pre-image in the domain. That way also you can tell. So then that function is called as onto function, and the other name for onto function is surjection. What is that? Surjection. There is a note. F is a function from A to B is an onto function. Then the range will be equal to B. Set B here refers to codomain. That is f of A equal to B. Now here is another one illustration. Set A is X, Y, Z. Can you see? And this is set B, L, M, N. Now according what is the range of F? All the elements in set B, L, M, N are having pre-images here. So range will be L, M, N. Okay. What will be the codomain? Codomain is also L, M, N. So both are equal. Hence this is an onto function. Children, are you clear? So far we have studied three, namely one-to-one, many-to-one, and what was the third one we have seen? One-to-one, many-to-one, and on-to we have seen. What is that? On-to. One-to-one, the other name for one-to-one was injection, and for on-to it was surjection. Okay. Now let us move on into the fourth type, which is into function. Again, f is a function from A to B is called an into function if there exists at least one element in B which is not an image. This is a contrast to onto, right? Onto says all the elements will become an image for the elements in set A. But here in into, there will be at least one element which will not have a pre-image. Can you see here customers and products? There are three customers. First customer, washing machine. Second one, television. Third customer for water heater. This air conditioner, there are no customers for air conditioner. So this air conditioner, this element doesn't have any pre-image. So naturally what happens? When you say range, you will take only television, washing machine and water heater. But when I say codomain, what you all will write? All these four elements you will write. So in this case, range is not equal to codomain. One way you can tell like that. The other way what you will tell? Air conditioner is not having any pre-image. Therefore, such type of functions are called as into function. Not onto. Into means what? Not onto. Next illustration. Again, set A 1, 2, 3 you can write, and set B you can write W, X, Y and Z. According to the given collection, 1 is to W, 2 for Z, 3 for X. Okay. When I want to write range, what I will write? 1 to W, 2 to Z, 3 to X. So I will write W, X, Z. These three only will be included in my range. Okay. But codomain will have all the four elements. So range is not equal to codomain. Therefore, this is an into function. And moreover, we can see range is a subset of codomain. This concept we have been discussing right from the beginning of this unit. Okay. Range is always a subset of codomain. Therefore, f is an into function. Okay. Now let us get into the concept of bijection. To understand this bijection, in your book they have given a concept called cipher circle. Okay, can you see a circle here? A red color circle. Okay, letters are written inside the circle as well as outside. This concept I have done here. I will show it. Okay, a similar one I have made it. Okay, let us try to understand what they are telling to say. See children, there is a, am I okay? Yes. Can you see this? Yeah. There is a circle. Inside I have written the letters in blue color and outside I have written it in pink color. Can you see? Yes. Starting from A, B, C, D, etc. in order I have written till Z. Again, outside also I have written, but I have started A, where there is X inside, I have started A outside. Okay, this I am calling it as cipher circle. Okay, now the first point here tells, consider the circle where each letter of the English alphabet is changed from inner portion to a letter in the outer portion. Okay, so inner portion, if I have A, what will be the corresponding outer portion letter? D. For inner portion B, the outer portion will be E. For inner portion C, it is F. For D, it is G. For E, it is H. For F, it is I. Like that, I have written for all the letters. Okay. So now if you see, this circle is what is called as cipher circle. Suppose you wanted to express the word hello. H-E-L-L-O. Hello. Now H. Where is H? Here is H. H corresponds, the inner letter H corresponds to the outer letter K. Okay, hello, H is over. Next E. The inner letter E corresponds to outer letter H. Next L. L. Inner letter L corresponds to outer letter O. One more L. So L to O. H-E-L-L-O. For hello you want O. The inner O corresponds to outer R. So in this way the word hello is H for K, E for H, L for O, O for R. It is cool. Again if you change for cool, if you see, you will get hello. So this process of converting from one form to another form and receiving back the required information. What information we have encoded, the same we will decode also. This is what is called as bijection. I remember in our school days, okay, we have been playing this game by giving some secret codes, secret shapes. We used to sometimes give shapes, symbols, and then we will communicate with our friends. Okay, that was a good play. So more or less it is the same thing, and you could have seen such kind of secret coding will be used in investigation departments, in crime departments. Okay, and this study of, there is a terminology, a good terminology for the study of secret codes, and that terminology is called as cryptography. Not that you need to give only as it is given here. You can develop your own secret codes. Why don't you try with your friends? Okay, use some colors or some symbols, emojis, okay, icons, something like that you use and try to communicate with your friends. You will have a good time. Okay. Alright. If a function f from a to b is both 1 to 1 and on to, so coming to functions, mathematically speaking about functions, when you can call a function as bijection, only when it is both 1 to 1 and on to. 1 to 1 and on to is called as bijection. What is the meaning? 1 to 1 navu irukkanum means different elements should have different images. On to avu irukkanum appadina enna, range should be equal to codomain. இந்த ரெண்டும் இருந்தால் then that is called as bijection. Now let us go into illustration 14. Look at this. 1, 2, 3 getting mapped to wx is z. So 1 to w, 2 to z, 3 to x. So each different elements are having different images, so it is 1 to 1. Range and codomain are equal, so it is on to. Because it is 1 to 1 and on to, this we call it as bijection. Next. You can even tell like this. All the elements in first set are having images in the second set, different images, and you can say all the images in the second set are having pre-images. Okay, so it is bijectional. There is one more illustration to find out the type of the function. See here, different element is getting mapped to different images. Distinct elements of A have distinct images in B, so this you can call it as one-to-one. Not only one-to-one, children. See here, range is not equal to codomain. These elements do not have pre-images. So this can also be called as into function also. Right, here 1 to A, 2 to A, 3 to B, 4 to C. So more than one element is having the same image. Two or more elements in set A are having the same image in set B. So this can be called as many to one function. You can also tell one more. What is that? See, range is also ABC. Codomain is also ABC. So here you can tell it is onto also. So this is many to one and onto. Again, here again, you see range is equal to codomain. A, B, C. All three elements are getting mapped. So range is A, B, C. Codomain is also A, B, C. So range is equal to codomain, or otherwise you can tell every element in B is having a pre-image in set A. Therefore this is onto. This is many to one also, isn't it? Because two elements are having the same image. I have written only one type. Maybe you can write the other type also. Again, this is into. You see, these both are not having pre-images. Therefore, this is into. A one-to-one and onto function is also called one-to-one correspondence. There is another name for one-to-one and onto function. Instead of telling one-to-one and onto, you can also tell it as one-to-one correspondence. Okay, children. Hope it is clear to you all. Yes? Are you enjoying? Okay. Now, let us see the next concept. There is a thinking corner. See, children, can there be a one-to-many function? Can there be one? We have seen many to one. Immediately some children will think, see, many to one is a function. Ulta, one to many, can it be a function? No, it cannot be a function at all. Because the very basic condition for function is all the elements in the first set should have an image and they should have only one image. So here see this element, one element is having how many images you see? 2 is having A as an image, B as an image, and then C also as an image. So this cannot be called as a function at all. So many to one can be a function. Ana one to many vandu function agadu. Okay. We have seen vertical line test. There is something called what? Horizontal line test. Vertical line test helps us to check if the given curve represents a function or not. Yes or no? Yes. Vertical line test மூலமா கொடுத்திருக்கிற curve ஒரு ஃபங்க்ஷனா இல்லையான்னு பார்க்க முடியும். அப்ப எதுக்கு இந்த horizontal line test? Why do we need this? We need this to check whether that function is a one-to-one function. What? Whether the given function is a one-to-one function. கொடுத்திருக்கிற function one-to-one functiona இல்லையா அப்படின்னு பார்க்கறதுக்கு horizontal line test. அது வந்து vertical line. functiona இல்லையான்னு பார்க்கறதுக்கு vertical line. one-to-one functiona இல்லையான்னு பார்க்கறதுக்கு horizontal line. பார்க்கலாமா? A function represented in a graph is one-to-one. எப்போ? When? If every horizontal line intersects the curve at most one point. Okay, அங்க எப்படி vertical line ஒரே ஒரு இடத்துல போய் curve தொட்டா அத function னு சொல்றோமோ அதே மாதிரி horizontal line curve ஒரே ஒரு இடத்துல தொட்டா அது one to one function. function னு சொல்லலாம். So first function அப்படினு check பண்ணிட்டு தான் இது வந்து one to one function ஆன்னு நம்ம பார்க்கணும். ஓகே, so first நீங்க என்ன பண்ணணும், vertical line போட்டு அது function ஆன்னு check பண்ணிக்கோங்க. First you check whether it is a function by drawing the vertical line. If it is a function, then try to draw a horizontal line and check whether this is a one-to-one function. Yes. Let us get into example 1.12. Determine which of the following functions are one-to-one. Children, this is the graph, this line. Okay, and this red color is the horizontal line. So this horizontal line meets this graph at how many points? Only one point. Therefore, this curve represents a one-to-one function. Next. Again, can you see something like this? Like a swan. This one. This is the curve. Now this curve, to this curve I am drawing a horizontal line. Red color horizontal line. What happens? It meets the curve at how many points? 2 points P and Q. So if it is meeting more than one point, it cannot be a one-to-one. So this curve does not represent a one-to-one function. Okay, I think we have one or two more examples. No, one example we have to do this horizontal test. See, in this curve, can you see a curve like this? Yes, this is the curve. Draw a horizontal line. Red color I have drawn. How many places it is meeting? It is meeting in only one place. It intersects the curve at one point only. Therefore, this curve represents a one-to-one function. Okay, children, we have some more examples to discuss, but because it will take quite a good time period, I didn't want to continue in the same video. So the rest of the examples of this exercise 1.4, these examples are related to your exercise 1.4 that we will discuss in the part 2 session. Okay, so far இப்போ வரைக்கும் நம்ம என்னெல்லாம் பார்த்திருக்கோம், how to represent a function. Okay, and we have studied the different types of functions. Two topics we have discussed. How to represent a function, we can represent in 4 ways. Similarly, we saw 4 types of function. The rest of the examples related to exercise 1.4, we will see it in the next session, part 2. Hope you all have understood and enjoyed the lesson. Thank you. Have a nice day.